Welcome back to our 76 Capital World Series edition of the 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show. My name is Wayne Kimmel, managing partner of 76 Capital, the sports tech venture capital company. And today I'm excited to welcome Skyler Logsdon, the CEO of Boomerang, a lost and found technology platform that connects people with their lost items. We're going to discuss the business side of the World Series and why Boomerang plays such a really interesting role across the sports industry. We're going to talk also about the ticket prices of the World Series, the players' salaries, the viewership, and of course, we're going to definitely talk about lost and found and all these people who are traveling to and from and potentially losing stuff on the way and how they get their stuff back. And but of course, if you're listening in or watching right now, you can really hope that you can subscribe to our show. You can do that on YouTube. You can do it on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on our 76 Capital website. Well, let's get right down to it. Skyler, welcome back to our 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show.
Thank you for having me back on. It's great to be back. Good to see you, Wayne.
It's great to see you. You're out in California, as you shared with me earlier, and you're in the on the West Coast. We're taping this show on Monday, October 28th. So the Dodgers already have a 2-0 lead over the Yankees, but they flew back to New York to go do their thing and see what happens tonight at Yankee Stadium. But why are we talking about this, and what does Boomerang have to do with the travel industry, the sports industry? How are you intertwined with all that world?
Yeah, so a big event like this kind of raises everyone's business. I think it's what everyone's dreamed of after the pandemic is like business is back. There's butts in seats. People are watching the game. People are traveling. They're flying. They're staying at hotels, maybe even a couple days longer than they need to, just because they want to make a little vacation out of it. And all of this means more travel, more fun equals more lost items. So anytime people are out moving, they got to pack a bag. They need to fly across the country to go support their home team. And they're going to go stay at a hotel. And, the nearest hotel sells out. So then it just keeps bouncing out to the nearest or available hotel. Same thing with airlines. The number one JFK to LAX flight will be sold out. And then, the transferring airports start to pick up demand from it. And it's all just a network effect of more people traveling equals more found items for us.
Yeah, it's amazing what's happened. I mean, you look at, there was a report in Sportico that the New York Yankees are going to make an additional $70 million for having all the postseason games at Yankee Stadium this year. I mean, it's incredible how much money is moving right now across the sports industry. And one of the big things that a lot of people forget about is that people who are coming to these stadiums, that are staying in the hotels, that are flying on the planes, unfortunately, sometimes they lose stuff. And how do they get that stuff back? And that's what you guys do. That's where you come in.
Absolutely. And I think, when you partner with a stadium or an airline or an airport, any of these businesses, a hotel, they have a fixed amount of staff. And when their demand surges, all of their departments are reaching all-time highs. So they're making more slushies. They're doing more pat downs at security. And their team's finding more items. And if you don't have a technology like Boomerang there, it's going to take you longer to get to those phone calls and emails after the game. It's going to take your team maybe 2 to 3 times more time to find that match in the item in the box and tell the customer, hey, we do have that item. If they need to go to FedEx or UPS or DHL to go ship those items because it's an away fan, these teams are traveling so well back and forth. That means maybe half the attendance, 30%, is coming from out of town, and you're going to need to ship all these items back to that person who wants their Apple Watch, their cell phone. And if you don't have tech, you're just bogged down. And I think you're seeing this. The stadiums, they want to go bigger and bigger and bigger, which just means more and more lost and found items for the operational team.
Well, talk a little bit about that. I mean, you're traveling across the country, or you're a huge Yankees fan. You're going to LA, or you just love, Stanton or Judge, and they're your favorite players, and you go to the stadium and you get all excited, and you stand up and you're cheering, you're all excited, and you run out of the stadium afterwards because you're fired up, and then you realize you left your jacket, your Yankees jacket, or or whatever it is. What happens today?
Yeah, I mean, the team that you love, the team that you're a season ticket holder for, the team that you miss work to go support their games, like you lose an item at their venue, and you could either fall in love with that team even more, or you can be incredibly let down of like, this is the way you're treating me. You're making me leave a voicemail to tell you that I lost my diabetes kit. Like my car keys, my car got towed now. Like, because you guys cannot, you know, get my claim and quickly match it and tell me how to get it back from you guys. Like, imagine the financial impact if you cannot find your keys, your car goes and gets towed, it's sitting in a tow yard, you don't have a spare key, and you're waiting for your favorite team that you spend all this time and money with every single year cannot just tell you that we don't have your item, or we do have your item, come pick it up, or we'll ship it back to you first thing in the morning. You can do overnight shipping, it'll be back to you. So with Boomerang, it's super easy. You submit a claim digitally with us. Our technology tells you very quickly with AI and machine learning whether the venue has the item. And if they do have it, they say, how do you want it back? Do you want to come pick it up? Or do you want it shipped? We'll collect the shipping details, the payment. We'll give it to the partner saying, hey, MSG, you need to print this out. And off the package goes with FedEx, DHL, UPS, whoever the carrier is. So it can be done digitally. We're not at every venue across the country yet. We're getting close. I think we're making great momentum to be there. But yeah, I think it's the difference between a champion customer experience and something that's falling short. So yeah, it depends if your home team is powered by Boomerang or not on how that interaction goes.
Well, talk about maybe a few of the clients that you have that are powered by Boomerang today.
Yeah, I mean, stadiums we're crushing it. We are growing. It's been a great year with sports venues. Off the top of my head, recently UBS Arena, Madison Square Garden, Snapdragon, In Market, the Titans, the Browns, Acrisure. I mean, we're doing really, really, really well. I think by the end of the year, we'll probably get another 5 more to go. So yeah, I'm very happy with the growth. I think, with venues, you have your first movers and then you have the follow-ons. All right, everyone else is doing it. And it seems like they're all renewing their agreements. We haven't lost a single client on our platform, which means they're happy. That means that they're willing to pay for Boomerang again the following year. And I think there's a lot of companies that are not courageous enough or brave enough to be the first, and they let a contract renewal cycle happen. They go, that company renewed. All right, it's time I get going.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I know in here in the Philly area, you've just picked up a few new really marquee clients.
Yeah, we got Wells Fargo Center. We got Temple as well. Their venue there. So yeah, Philly is where I studied. So that really is like a full circle moment to see that contract signed for the home of the Flyers and the Sixers. And yeah, hopefully more to come around Philly. I think we're getting really close with a few other venues right around there.
That's amazing. I love the picture that you posted of you outside of the Wells Fargo Center back in the day.
With the statue, Dr. J, right?
That's right. That's right. Amazing. Really amazing. What are some of the other types of clients that Boomerang works with? I know we talked about the stadiums, the arenas. I mean, it's a big part of it. But again, like with this World Series and with the travel, people are on planes and in hotels, and talk about some of those clients as well.
Yeah, so I think a lot about the company Open Table. Like if you asked Open Table, you would say to the founder, I'm sure when they started, like, what's your dream client? He'd say someone with just thousands of reservations. And then I'd be like, what about like Joe's restaurant nearby, the little mom and pop shop? Sure, we'll take them too, but like we want as many of the big ones as possible. And I think similar with Boomerang, like in order to truly become the Open Table of lost and found, where if you find an item and your customer has to call you or email you or leave a voicemail, you look silly. If you start a restaurant today and you're not on Open Table, you look silly. You look like a dinosaur. You look like you're falling behind the times. And so for us, like, there's all these hotels that collect 20, 30, 40 items a month. They're uploading it to Boomerang. I'm equally as proud of every single hotel that uploads what they found to Boomerang. But then there's, the household names, the massive airports, the massive sports venues, the casinos such as Parks Casinos or Penn Entertainment Casinos or MGMs. Where, like, yeah, you recognize that logo. You may not recognize the Wave Hotel in Lake Nona, Orlando, but like that one also like hits home. We got to get everyone on board. So yeah, we're getting great logos, and we're also getting great, I just say, volume. Really trying to or getting there where, like, small or large, you choose Boomerang. That's what you do when you find an item. You upload it to Boomerang.
Amazing, amazing, and that's what it's all about. I mean, just to make that experience. I mean, one of the things you were saying is really, people spend so much money. They're they're paying these salaries. I mean, my gosh, some of these. I mean, Otani, what, 10 years? He's making $700 million. So someone's got to pay that, right? So it's the fan in many cases, TV guys as well. But you want to have a great experience. I mean, you want to make sure that you have this experience, and if you're at an event and you lose something, that you should be able to just get it back, and it's not a big deal, because just like it's the home of the players, it's your home as well, right? As a fan, you go there. You may go to 41 games a year. You may, if it's baseball, it could be 81 games a year, right? I mean, you're going to that, you're sitting in that seat. That's your seat. You forget something, it should just be able to easily come back to you.
That's right. And I think a lot about the person that's managing Lost and Found. Like, that's someone's job. Someone sits in a little office, maybe AC, maybe a fan, and they take photos of items all day long and upload it to Boomerang. That's their full-time job. That's what they do. And to get a review, because it's digitized, and after every single claim, we ask the customer, how was your Boomerang experience? Was there anything you would like to share with the partner? And giving back the stadium a little review from the customer saying, please thank Joanne. She was the sweetest person. She is a gift from God. Like, I thought I had 0% chance I was ever going to see my passport again. Thank you. Like, I love emailing Joanne and saying, Joanne, look at this. Like, I hope this helps you upon annual review time. Like, you are doing great work. Rather than before Boomerang, it's all offline. Oh yeah, this person said I did a great job. Like, how do you know? Like, how do you know that person's not just making that up upon annual review time? They're saying, like, I'm getting a lot of good, positive reviews when I hand back an item. So I think for the talent too, you want Boomerang. Like, you want that as ammo for annual review time to say, look, before Boomerang, our return rate was 19%. I've been using this technology. I've gotten our return rate to 65% this season. That means 65% of every claim got back their item. Let's go to the press. Let Joanne go say something about how so-and-so venue is the most trusted property in all of sports because they have the best return rate.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, as we start to wrap up our World Series special edition of our 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show, it's been great having Skyler Logsdon, the CEO of Boomerang, a lost and found technology platform that connects people with their lost items. And Skyler, maybe just wrapping up with, how can venues that don't have Boomerang yet, I say yet, how can they get in touch with you and the team at Boomerang?
Send me an email, skyler@thanksboomerang.com. You have a lot of friends in the industry. If they need to work through you to get to me, that's another way. But yeah, my email is great. hello@thanksboomerang.com is another way. Promise we will quickly reply. We'll hop on. Integration is easy. It's a hyperlink dropped on your website, 30-minute training, and you're live. There's a lot of really big decisions. I don't think this one is one. It's a pretty quick and easy integration. You're live. You're no longer answering calls, emails, voicemails, trying to match items in a box. You're completely digitized with Boomerang.
Well, the last thing I have to ask you is I mean, you always have something exciting coming up. So what's the next big thing that everyone should be looking out for and thinking about from Boomerang and you and your amazing team at Boomerang?
Gosh, right now, like, Boomerang's 3 years old, and, like, I think early on with startups, you mostly are you able to cuss on this show?
You're
Eat
good.
crap. You eat crap, like, and it's hard really early on, like, no one knows your name, you have no customers, you're just selling uphill to everybody, trying to get someone to take a chance. And then I think eventually it tilts, and, like, you really start to have fun when the wind is finally behind you. It gets really fun. And I think we've rounded a corner this year, in large part thanks to people like you and incredible investors in our corner. And I think our product just really being valuable. It's getting fun. We're selling a lot, and there's companies reaching out to us who are like, yeah, we need to get going. And so that's what's exciting me most right now is having a moment, rounding the corner. And I'm sure, like any startup, you go kind of go through moments. But right now, wind is in our sails. We're loving it. I hope to get every single venue that finds an item, small or large, on Boomerang next year. That's what's firing me up. And it's been an amazing Q3, Q4, and we're going to pick that up in Q1 right where we left off.
Well, that's great to hear. Thanks again for joining the show. Can't wait to have you back again soon. Skyler Logsdon, CEO of Boomerang, a lost and found technology company that connects people with their lost items. Thanks. Boomerang.com is the website. And it's always great seeing you. And have a great show out there in California.
Likewise, man. Thank you.
Thank you.